So what makes a good framework then? Well, one of the key parts of a good framework is your preparation. The whole point, as I said at the beginning, of a good quality framework. Um, right. The whole thing that surrounds a good framework, as I suggested before, is it guides what you're going to do. And the key starts of this is preparation. The way you prepare for an individual trade, the way you prepare for the day is crucial to how you get on as within creating a framework. Now, the whole point about this is it prevents any improvisation. What you don't want to be doing is going through the day and going, oh, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. That puts you in a situation where you're always improvising. You always come up with a new idea and you're not taking account of the growing information that comes throughout the day. So from the beginning of the day, you should be able to set out where your key opportunities are. It's not to say they're the only things you're going to do, but it's to say you know where you really want to be interested in trading. The other thing that you're trying to do with any kind of framework is set for yourself expectations. There's no point in expecting to achieve a very good performance P&L on the day when that day doesn't suit the way that you trade. I talked about this with scalping, that the best scalpers know the best days for them to trade. And so it's about setting out expectations. If you've done your prep, if you have a framework that then asks you, right, well, what really are the opportunities that I've got and how am I going to have to go about trading them? You can then relate that back to where exactly your best trades come from. What do you do particularly well? That way, you have expectations of what can happen for the day and expectations of what exactly you're going to do about it. Some days naturally are not going to suit your style, and therefore your performance expectations can also be managed accordingly. Size can be managed accordingly. The other aspect of it is that you're not losing relevance of what happens. So you have a predefined plan as to what you're going to do in any situation. Now, as that situation occurs, and whether the trade works or not, you now have new information, which allows you to then fall back to your original idea, adapt it, and now move forward with that new information because that has changed the situation in the market. Again, it's about asking that question of what's this done? How has this changed something for me? And what does that now mean? Sometimes it's not going to mean a great deal. You can put that to one side and go, okay, market did this, but it didn't really work. And so therefore, I'm still on the view that this is a rotational market, for example. And from all of that, you can then look at the way that things change throughout the day. If things changed in a way that you didn't expect, this now potentially is a new idea. It's a new potential trade. But it's also now your ability to judge your performance. I'll highlight this in a moment about learning curve versus equity curve. But the way that you judge your performance has to be relative to your framework, to what you're expecting to do and how you expected to do it. There's no point in looking at a day's performance and thinking, I should have done better than that. If you can look back at your framework, look back at the way that you've set yourself up for the day and say to yourself, well, I don't really expect to have done a great deal today, and I've achieved not a great deal. Doesn't mean a bad performance. It's a good performance relative to what's available. And it's by having that ability to set out what your options are early on that allows you then to judge your performance against that, pick out areas that you could improve. This is a day where you expect that a lot of opportunities are going to come your way, and they do, and you don't perform. Now you can start looking at, well, what is it that prevented you performing? How could you have changed that? And that then develops a new skill.